The 2026 Jeep Grand Cherokee is back, and it's still one of the most talked about midsize SUVs on the road. Love it or question it, it refuses to leave the conversation. For this refresh, Jeep simplified the trim lineup, sharpened the styling, added new colors, and replaced the old V8 with a high-output Turbo 4. The real question is simple. Did Jeep actually make it better or just more expensive? For 2026, the updates are subtle but noticeable, and Jeep says the whole lineup is now simpler. The Grand Cherokee range has been streamlined to just 3 trims: Laredo, Limited, and Summit. That's it. Each one can be configured with rear-wheel drive or all-wheel drive, and every trim is available in either the standard 2-row body or the extended wheelbase 3-row version. Like Jeep says, it's simple, at least on paper. Up front, the traditional 7-slot grille has been refined with a thicker, more pronounced surround that gives it a stronger face. The mesh pattern is tighter and the entire grille feels more substantial. The front bumper has been redesigned with 3 lower intakes instead of 2, creating a more aggressive and planted look. The lower fascia now looks purpose-built rather than decorative. Lighting has also been sharpened. The redesigned LED headlights adopt a more angular hockey stick daytime running light signature, and the fog lights have been reshaped to integrate more cleanly into the bumper. Out back, the taillights receive updated LED internals with darker lens treatments on higher trims. Wheel designs range from 18 to 21 inches, with Summit models leaning into polished multi-spoke alloys that genuinely look upscale. And for those who care about capability, Jeep continues to flex with best-in-class available ground clearance, a best-in-class departure angle, and an unsurpassed available ramp breakover angle. Overall, it still looks refined, but it hasn't forgotten what badge it's wearing. Inside is where Jeep clearly spent its update budget. The cabin leans harder into premium territory, with higher-end materials across the board. Palermo and available Nappa leather now headline the lineup, and the difference is noticeable the second you sit down. This isn't, quote, nice for a Jeep anymore. It's legitimately upscale. New wood inlays, satin chrome accents, and piano black trim replace a lot of the old-school bright chrome, giving the interior a more modern, cleaner aesthetic. The shift to satin metallic finishes not only looks better, it feels less flashy and more refined. Up front, the available 16-way power-adjustable seats with massage settings turn longer drives into something you actually look forward to. The seating position remains upright and commanding without feeling truck-like, and thigh support is excellent. Ambient LED lighting has also been upgraded, adding more depth to the cabin at night without turning it into a nightclub. In the 3-row L model, Jeep offers a 60-40 split second-row bench option, making it more flexible for families. Third-row passengers now get updated USB charging ports, which sounds small but matters on real road trips. Cargo space remains strong at about 37.7 cubic feet behind the second row, expanding to roughly 70.8 cubic feet with the seats folded. It's competitive, practical, and fully capable of handling daily life without compromise. Under the hood is where the real shakeup happens. The V8 is officially gone. No more 5.7-liter Hemi option. That alone will upset a certain crowd, but Jeep clearly isn't leaning on nostalgia anymore. The headline act is the new 2-liter turbocharged Hurricane 4, and it's not some entry-level compromise motor. This Turbo 4 produces 324 horsepower and 332 pound-feet of torque, a noticeable jump over the outgoing V6 and close enough to the old V8's performance to quiet most complaints once you actually drive it. The secret is something Jeep calls turbulent jet ignition. It's technology that first appeared on the Maserati MC20's Nettuno V6. A small amount of fuel ignites in a pre-chamber above each cylinder, then jets into the main combustion chamber for a cleaner and more complete burn. The result is strong output with improved efficiency. It also sounds pretty mean for a 4-cylinder. There's a deeper, throatier tone under throttle that feels intentional rather than apologetic. It's not a V8 rumble, but it doesn't feel weak either. The Hurricane 4 pairs with a new Gen 4 automatic transmission that shifts quicker and feels more decisive. Jeep claims a best-in-class 529-mile driving range and maintains a 6,200-pound towing capacity when properly equipped. Efficiency lands at an EPA estimated 23 miles per gallon combined, roughly 19 to 21 in the city and 26 to 27 on the highway. That's slightly better than the standard V6 without giving up performance. The tried-and-true 3.6-liter Pentastar V6 remains available for buyers who value familiarity. It's reliable, but you have to work it hard to get meaningful acceleration. And that effort quickly dents fuel economy. As for the 4xe plug-in hybrid, it carries over largely unchanged. EV-only range remains around 25 miles with no bump for 2026. Oh, and the distinctive blue front recovery hooks and the hood decal that once signaled electrification are now red, blending more into the standard Jeep performance look. The Hurricane engine is built in Michigan, while the V6 and the 4xe components come from Mexico and Italy. So yes, Jeep has downsized the most popular engine choice on paper, but it's far from weaker in practice. Infotainment gets a meaningful upgrade for 2026, and this is one of the most noticeable changes inside. The old 10.1-inch screen is gone. In its place is a new, standard 12.3-inch Uconnect 5 nav touchscreen across the entire lineup. That large display immediately makes the dashboard feel more modern, and the graphics are sharper with noticeably faster processing. It responds quickly, menus are clean, and it finally feels fully competitive with what Ford, Hyundai, and Toyota are offering. Wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto are standard, and the improved wireless charging pad is stronger and faster than before. No more hoping your phone actually gains battery during a drive. Voice-activated controls have also been refined, making it easier to adjust navigation or media without digging through menus. An available 10-inch passenger side display remains for those who want it. It allows the front passenger to assist with navigation, control media, or stream content without distracting the driver. Is it essential? Not really. Is it a cool flex in this segment? Absolutely! The center screen integrates seamlessly with Jeep's expanding driver assistance features, including available hands-free active driving assist. Everything flows through the system without feeling tacked on. A 10-inch digital gauge cluster completes the setup, offering customizable layouts and crisp graphics. For audio, an available 19-speaker Macintosh Premium sound system raises the bar. It's powerful, clear, and genuinely impressive. The tech finally matches the price tag. Pricing is where things get interesting. The 2026 Grand Cherokee now starts at around $41,000 for the base Laredo, about a $1,500 bump over the 2025 model. That gets you in the door, but not with the new turbo powertrain. To unlock access to the new Hurricane 4-cylinder, you'll have to step up to at least the Laredo Altitude trim. That's where the real shift in performance begins. From there, pricing climbs quickly through limited and into the upper trims. Go all the way to a Summit model, and you're looking at well over $63,000 depending on options. At that level, expectations aren't just high, they're uncompromising. Buyers will absolutely cross-shop Lexus GX, Toyota Land Cruiser, and even entry-level BMW X5 models. If we're picking one, we think the limited reserve at around $54,000 is the Grand Cherokee to get. It hits the sweet spot. You get 20-inch wheels, a panoramic sunroof, Nappa leather upholstery, ventilated front seats, a digital rear-view mirror, and an off-road camera system. It feels properly loaded without drifting too far into luxury brand pricing. The good news is you're getting more standard tech this year, including the larger 12.3-inch screen and the upgraded interior materials, so the value equation makes more sense than before. Production remains at Jeep's Detroit Assembly Complex in Michigan. The new models begin arriving at dealerships in late February, so inventory should already be building nationwide. So that's the 2026 Grand Cherokee. Sharper styling, more tech, a simplified lineup, and a brand new Hurricane Turbo 4 leading the charge. But here's the real question. How confident are we in the long-term reliability of this new engine? The numbers look strong, the performance is there, the efficiency improves, but it's still unproven in this application. And Jeep buyers tend to keep these SUVs for the long haul. And let's be honest, would you rather see a Hurricane 6-cylinder option instead? Also, should 4-wheel drive just be standard? It's a Jeep after all. Let us know where you land. Are you embracing the Turbo 4, sticking with the V6, or wishing Jeep made a different move? Drop your thoughts below and subscribe to Motor Future for more deep dives like this.